Okay, factors affecting weathering. The first factor will be rock structure. So what is the structure? It is just the line of weakness. Example is the joints, bedding plan, curvature. So what happened here is it allow waters to enter through this line of weaknesses. So increase both physical and chemical weathering. And it also can control the shape of weathering fragment. For example, scree, okay, as you can see, weathered material at the base of the slope, okay, this is due to rockfall, and the rockfall is due to freeze-thaw action. Secondly is the toes, which is a landform formed in granite rocks. Okay, what happened here is water entered through the bedding plan and also to the joints, okay. So what happened, so after a few, after many years, what happened, the overlying rocks, where the rocks will be removed by erosion, so exposing pillar-like structure, which is the toe. Spread over drain. So what happened here is it starts with the joint on all sides of cubic-shaped blocks. So what happened? Water enters, and the corners were the first giving us spear shape, as shown in the diagram. Okay, the second factors will be on rock texture. So rock texture, for example, is the coarser grain rocks, okay, or the fine grain rocks, okay. So the coarser grain rocks weather faster compared to the fine grain rocks because the weathering of one minerals in the rocks tend to weaken the fabric of the rocks to a greater degree. Okay, example is between igneous rock and sedimentary rocks. Okay, igneous rocks are more resistant to physical weathering compared to sedimentary rocks due to greater strength of interlocking crystal texture in comparison with the granular ones. So from this diagram, you can see examples of sedimentary rocks and igneous rocks. So igneous rocks is mainly of crystal-like structure. If compared to the sedimentary rocks, it is of fragmentary structure and contain bedding plan. So comparing these two rocks, so sedimentary rocks were weathered faster compared to the igneous, which contain of finer grain rocks. Okay, the third factors will be rock composition. So this is between minerals of darker color rocks and also light color or pale color rocks. So the minerals in dark color rocks such as basalt weather faster compared to granite. Okay, this is because so it is a poor conductor and heated more compared to the light color rocks. Okay, types of rocks. Okay, so the first will be sandstone. So the cement is generally attacked to produce granular disintegration. Resistance depends on the nature of the cement. For example, quartz cement are more resistant, while calcium carbonate cement is prone to carbonation. This is because of presence of joint and line of weaknesses. So they will be prone to physical or chemical attack. Another example of rock types will be shalt, okay, as shown in the diagrams. So the clay minerals in shells are weathered products of other rocks, therefore tend to be resistant to chemical weathering. Iron oxides and sulfides are common present, and these types of oxidize and hydrate result in changes in the volume and disintegration. Lamination and porosity of the clay allow water to enter, increase both physical and chemical attack. The softness of the rock also increases susceptibility to physical weathering. Shells and clays usually form in lowlands area and are easily weathered. Okay, another types of rock types will be slate. So slate chemical reaction occurs similar to that of shell. Slate is just chemically resistant to many reactions, but because of the presence of iron compound in the rocks, such as the pyrite, so it is prone to oxidation, which leaves the brown strand. Weathered cubes of pyrites often leave holes in the slate. Cleavage, or the line of weakness, may allow water to enter and freeze-thaw action to produce flat, scree fragments. Another types of rocks which is basalt, as shown in the diagram. So it is rich in minerals which are less resistant to decay by process of hydrolysis. Basalt is often highly weathered, as seen in the rusty residues of iron oxide. The resulting soil are dark color and highly fertile due to present wide range of elements held in the clay. So a presence of joint also will allow water to penetrate and encourages chemical decay, physical process to occur, which lead to block disintegration. Okay, another types of rocks will be dolerite, as shown in this diagram. So chemical decay occurs in same ways as basalt, where the rocks is being weathered by hydrolysis. Spiral weathering is controlled by the joint pattern and often a subsurface process. Another types of rock will be limestone. So the carbonate minerals are weathered by carbonation and removed in solution. Insoluble clay minerals are left as residues. Joints allow water to penetrate and deeper the weathering process. Granites. So granite consists minerals, quartz, feldspar, mica. So the quartz and muscovite in granite are resistant to chemical decay and are left as residues of sand grains and mica flakes. But feldspar and other minerals are break down by process of hydrolysis to form clay minerals. Presence of joint also allows water to penetrate and deeper the weathering. Okay, the fifth factor will be vegetation. So with increased vegetation, so there will be increase in chemical action to the release of organic acid. So this process of chelation. So increased release of carbon dioxide in the air from the vegetation or the plant. So forming of carbonic acid when the carbon dioxide is dissolved in water. So this increases the rate of carbonation. Secondly, decrease of physical weathering, such as the thermal expansion or frost shattering with increase of vegetation cover, because vegetation cover acts as thermal insulation of vegetation cover. Biological weathering. So the growth of roots in joints, okay, as shown in the diagram, increase wedging rocks apart. Okay, the sixth factor will be relief. Relief is just the angle of the slope, okay? So in temperate area, freeze-thaw action is common, especially in mountainous area due to increase in rainfall and low temperature, as shown. Secondly, slope processes such as landslide expose the rocks, so the rocks remain bare, so it becomes susceptible to weathering process. So in low-lying areas, unweathered rocks may be protected by the thick soil and weathered material. So accumulation of water at the base of slope also provides water for chemical action to occur. Thirdly is the aspect of the different slope face. So in the northern hemisphere, the rate of physical weathering are greater in north-facing slope that experience more freeze-thaw cycle due to lack of direct sunlight. The opposite occurs in southern hemisphere, where chemical reaction or chemical process is rare. Okay, the 7 factors will be on human activities. Human activities that pollute the environment, such as industry, power station, and vehicles emission. So all this process, okay, increase the gases in the atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. So this will lead to increase in acidity of rainfall, as all the gases, okay, combined with the rainwater. So the rainfall increases carbonation and hydrolysis, as in chemical weathering. That will be removal of vegetation cover. So with removal of vegetation cover, so this will decrease the amount of chemical and biological weathering, such as the root action of plant, and also it can also reduce the organic acids produced by humus. Okay, the 7 factors will be on human activities. Human activities that pollute the environment, such as industry, power station, and vehicles emission. So all this process increase the gases in the atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. So this will lead to increase in acidity of rainfall, as all the gases combined with the rainwater. So the rainfall increases carbonation and hydrolysis, as in chemical weathering. That will be removal of vegetation cover. So with removal of vegetation cover, so this will decrease the amount of chemical and biological weathering, such as the root action of plant, and also it can also reduce the organic acids produced by humus. Bad factors will be on climate. A region's climate strongly influences weathering. Climate is determined by the temperature of a region plus the amount of precipitation or rainfall it receives. Climate is just weather average over a long period of time. So there are two types of climate. For example, is the hot and wet equatorial or tropical climate, where chemical weathering is rapid. So chemical weathering process increases with increase in temperature. For example, the chemical reaction rate will doubles for every 10 degrees Celsius increase in temperature. Secondly is the precipitation increase. So more water allows more chemical reaction to occur. Since water participates in both mechanical weathering and also chemical weathering, and more water strongly increase weathering. The warmer a climate is, the more types of vegetation it will have, and the greater rate of biological weathering will occur. This happens because plants and bacteria grow and multiply faster in warmer temperature. Second examples of climate is the cold, dry climate, such as in temperate climate, where it will produce the lowest rate of chemical weathering, but physical weathering is rapid, such as in the freeze-thaw